Welcome to our weekly Governance Voice. This is a program brought to you courtesy of the Institute of Certified Secretaries and powered by Bafunde. I am your host, Obare Nyaega. The program brings industry experts and governance professionals together to discuss various matters. This morning, we are discussing professions of the future. With us on studio is Dr. Nicholas Letting, EBS. He's currently the CEO at KASNEB, and he's an accomplished industry captain, having worked both in the corporate world and academia. Previously, he has worked as the Vice Chancellor at a university in Kenya. He is a fellow of Certified Secretaries, an FCPA, an FA, and a fellow of Kenya Institute of Management. Karibu sana daktari.
Thank you.
And very nice to have you.
Good. I'm happy to be here today, and thank you for the opportunity to share my thoughts about the program for today, developing the professions of the future. Mm-hmm. So it's my great pleasure to interact with the viewers and all the people who are going to follow through this program, the weekly Governance Voice.
Right.
Yes.
So Dr. I want to begin off by where you are. You've been in academia for many years, trained people locally, internationally. And we want to begin by understanding your contribution as KASNEB to the professionalism in Kenya and globally.
Thank you. For those of us who are not from Kenya who understand KASNEB, KASNEB stands for the Kenya Accountants and Secretaries National Examination Board. KASNEB, it was established in 1969 as a state corporation within the National Treasury. And it has been able to register and examine over 500,000 students globally. Most, of course, are from Kenya, the East African region. Those who have successfully completed their qualifications through KASNEB are, especially in the area of professional qualifications, are in CPA, the Certified Public Accountant of Kenya, Certified Public Secretaries of Kenya, now a Certified Secretary, Certified Investment and Financial Analysts, and Certified ICT professionals. And the successful graduates have been about over 50,000 in Kenya. But we do examine students globally. Indeed, in Kenya, and in Kenya, about 70% of our students come from Kenya. Okay. But the other 30% come from the East African region, including Rwanda, South Sudan, Burundi, Uganda, as well as another 40 foreign missions where we examine our students there, like in China, in India, in Japan, as well as in New York, in Dubai. Such places is where KASNEB examinations are offered every 2 sittings in a year, normally in May and November. So KASNEB has been around to offer that opportunity to everyone who wants to diversify from the academia professionally by pursuing professional qualifications, both at the certificate, at the diploma, and the professional level. Mm-hmm. So we are very proud as KASNEB to be able to support the Kenyan Vision 2030 and the Big Four agenda of our country, where we are able to ensure that we produce manpower. And the qualifications we have at KASNEB are basically meant for the entire spectrum of career and business opportunities. For example, every organization must have an accountant. Every organization must have a governance expert. And that's why the Institute of Certified Secretaries, which is a very key stakeholder for KASNEB, has played a role in organizing such events as this, and we're very happy to be associated, because it then gives us an opportunity to reach out to current and potential students, both in public and private universities and colleges, who are able to pursue both here in Kenya and abroad, because our reach is wider, and therefore we believe that we are granting everyone an opportunity to advance their careers, especially through multi-skilling, mm-hmm. Away from academia. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Recently, you had a colorful ceremony where you overhauled your syllabus and launched a new focus syllabus. You could probably tell us what it's all about and what is informing this overhaul of our syllabus.
Thank you. Every 5 years, Kenya Accountants and Secretaries National Examination Board, KASNEB, does a major syllabus review. This syllabus review is meant to accommodate emerging issues in the professions that we examine, And in 2019, 2 years ago, we started the process of stakeholder participation, including global benchmarking of our professions. We went as far as Canada, CPA Australia, and UK, United Kingdom, South Africa, Nigeria, to see what is obtaining among the professions. Remember the three major professions that we administer at KASNEP, that include CPA, Certified Secretary, as well as the Certified Investment and Financial Analyst. So in that process, one of the things that informed the major syllabus review was to see the professionals of the future. What kind of professions of the future do we expect to see? And what came out very, very clearly was that we need competent professionals. People who are grounded in their skills, people who are grounded in their standards of occupational standards, people who know what they are doing. And of course, people who are technology savvy. We expect that in the future, our graduates will be able to use computer-based examinations to do the exams. They will be using computers. For a long time, for the last 52 years since KASNEP was established, we have been offering examinations which are paper-based. But we are moving away from that in the next few years to ensure that a student can register for examinations anywhere and undertake the exams by computer-based. So our plan then was, through this process, we are looking at the processes of examinations, through the delivery method, the quality, the content, and also the partnership with other training institutions. KASNEP does not train in itself, but we accredit training institutions. We have over 100 training institutions which are accredited by ourselves. We also recently agreed with the Ministry of Education that we also accredit more through the TVET sector, what we call competence-based education and training, assessment as well. So we assess students based on the syllabuses that we allow them to start using in conjunction with the training institutions. So that's informed the process of the major overhaul of our syllabus. Right. And I'm very glad to say that in that process, we are now able to introduce more additional courses. For example, we have vocational certificates in entrepreneurship and innovation, vocational certificate in ICT, and other related, and graphic design, among others. Then we have the certificate in accounting and management skills. And then we have the accounting technician's diploma, which accommodates quite a number of the other courses. And then of course, the professional qualifications that we offer. And then the post-qualification that include, for example, certified public finance management expert, as well as certified financial fraud examiner qualification, which are new products in the market, and therefore it will be able to support. And these products were informed by the demand by the users or the government. For example, the Ministry of Justice, that is within the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, required us that why don't you produce experts who can assist them in trying to do investigations and in the process of fighting corruption. And so as a KASNEP, as a responsible state corporation in the Ministry of National Treasury, we rose very, very fast the demand, and now we are offering such a qualification in the market.
Thank you. Doc, one of the things that we have had in the market, and people have also, accused training institutions, is that they are producing kind of half-baked professionals who then, struggle in the market. They don't seem to match the market. How are you ensuring that what you produce as KASNEP graduates don't fall in that bracket?
Thank you. Our process in preparing for examinations in KASNEP is very rigorous. It starts with of us looking at the syllabuses, which takes a lot of processes in terms of stakeholder engagement. Once the syllabus is okay, set in place, we then identify setters from the industry and from academia. People who are professors, who are captains of industry, set questions of what they expect of the future professional. So those questions are again moderated by the internal team within the examination body, examination division of KASNEP. From there again, we administer examinations which meet global standards. Actually, a number of countries have come to benchmark with our examination standard. Then the process of marking is rigorous. It takes about 6 steps. There's a step of administering examination to the student. The exams are brought, they live at the center. They are marked by the first cohort of markers. And then there are people who are called checkers who will go through it again to make sure that all entries that have been marked have been captured properly. And then they are given back to the markers to confirm and sign for them. Then it comes to the process of being checked by the CEO and the director of examination. And of course, from there it goes to the board. what you call examination committee. And it's a very thorough process. And out of that, out of the examination process, we discover gaps of students, and we normally write reports to some of them to say, now, yeah, you have not performed well, and therefore they're required to repeat. So you realize for them to continue building their own capacity, they may not pass, some of them may not pass the exams on the first instance. So that's what makes them more grounded. In fact, I've seen cases where students, even after acquiring a degree program, they come to KASNEP. Some others come even as they pursue their degree programs. And that grounds them so well in terms of, if say somebody is pursuing a course in say engineering and wants to learn more about governance, they come and do the certified secretary course. I've seen cases where some law students who are pursuing a law degree, various universities in Kenya and globally, they come to do the certified secretary course in KASNEP. I've also seen cases of students who are pursuing business-related courses like Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Business Administration. They come. And I think that is, they complement each other. So if they were having gaps in the degree program, they now complement and they reinforce. So we are now removing the tag half-baked graduate to make them competent professionals whose life is applicable now and in the days to come. Yes.
So do you have a mechanism of also linking students to industry? Because some of them want experience. They want some people to meet them from the industry. Is there a mechanism whereby as you train them as KASNEP, and then you also do something practical in the market?
Under the new syllabus, the plans are very high that we partner with professional bodies. That with professional bodies now, they will be able to provide us with a list of members of the institutes. For example, the Institute of Certified Secretary, I'm aware they have about 4,000 members. So we want to assign the students. We have over 1,000, almost 2,000 students pursuing the Certified Secretary qualification. So clearly, we can actually afford to have two professional members supporting one student. So that's the intention we intend to do. And we have already started the process with the Institute of Certified Secretaries, where we assign a professional. In fact, some of them prefer to be in a professional firm. So they go and work in a legal firm or a governance organization. They undertake, I've seen some who undertake the popular program that was started by the Institute a few years ago, the one for governance audit, where they audit organizations. So I've seen some of our students being attached and they interview institutions, they participate in the process of undertaking a governance accreditation course, audit process. And a number of state corporations are now pursuing that process of trying to see what governance issues do they find. For example, we recently saw some listed companies having about over 100 meetings. Clearly, that's not good governance. So we write back to them through that governance process, the institute and ourselves can write back to the organization and say, there are supposed to be 4 statutory meetings in a year. Maybe committees also another one. But to reach 100 and plus is not good. It's not good governance issue. So it's an issue that we can address as both the institute and KASNEP board. So that through that process, the students or the candidates who are pursuing ICS certified secretary qualification are then able to grow in terms of their profession and qualification as well. Thank you.
So we are looking at developing people of the future. In your assessment as CEO of KASNEP and your experience also in academia and industry, what do you foresee as that professional of the future? What are those kind of components they need to really have for them to fit in the future markets?
From where I sit and from my experience spanning over 20 years, I can see that the future professional will require to be this technology savvy person. This person who's able to meet the customer demands on real time. Because there are situations where our customers are changing. You know, we have younger employees now. We have younger customers who demand immediate results, immediate service. So I foresee the future professional is this person who is open-minded, who is able to have a customer-centric, who is able to look at situations as they arise. You know, I have recently told people that you can have a plan for like. You can no longer cannot afford to have a plan for 5 years. Even 3 years is too long. So you can have a plan for 1 year, but then again, you change it along the way. So the future professional, as by my experience and my knowledge, is that this will require a person who is able to meet the demands of the customers as they change every moment. At the family setup, the children that we have now know their rights more than ourselves in our time. And therefore, as a governance expert, you need to develop programs for those children. Indeed, we are changing as KASNEB because for a long time we have been having paper-based exams. And so going forward, we expect that our students will be doing exams on a computer. They'll go to an exam center and they do a computer. But in the long run, we expect future students, for example, to do the exams in the comfort of their bedroom. They turn on their computer or their phone and register for the examination, study there online, Wi-Fi is all over. So they do the exams in the bedroom and proceed with the next level. And for me, even for professionals, following the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic in March 2020, the workplace has changed. And people are now working from home, the remote working environment. And so the future professional graduate will be this person who is able to be flexible, work from anywhere. You do not, in fact, I foresee a situation where employers may not even have to have a physical office. The office is your house. So your house is your office and you can work from there. Indeed, in another meeting I had attended recently, we were told, research has shown that now with this COVID, people are holding more positions or jobs. We were told even research has shown that people hold up between 4 to 5 jobs because they can work longer hours. And in terms of, so the future is that you do not expect very loyal employees to be there in your organization forever. Because gone are the days when people used to wait for pension, to wait for 5 years or 10 years or 20 years to work there. You can have people working in different organizations online, and maybe one employer which they are maintaining, but the others, you cannot control an employee who's working, who has the mental capacity and who is able to deliver service to the customers. So for me, customer centricity, the issue of flexibility, the issue of open-mindedness in terms of delivery of service, and finally in terms of good governance practices. We expect that person to be able to comply with the laws of the land. If you're in Kenya, you must comply with Kenyan laws. If you're wherever you are globally, there are those labor laws, legal standards that are expected of any person. And therefore, in those ways, we expect that any graduate of the future will first of all be multi-skilled. One of the days that you needed to have a bachelor's. I've seen people having more than one bachelor's. I have friends who have more than 2 masters. I have other people who also have more than 1 PhD. And okay, they're doing a lot of work. They're doing consulting work and they're doing it successfully. And so with that, the future that I see is that people will be multi-skilling, following the market where it is, like mergers and acquisition, for example. I've seen people going into that route. I've seen people going into counseling, psychology, because of the mental health issues we have now in families. And I've also seen people going into legal practice. And so I think the future is that use of technology to reach out to more customers is the way to go, rather than having an office where you are fixed on a desk from 8 to 5. So that's what I can say as the future of our professionals in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've referenced COVID, and if it comes to your case whereby you have KASNEB, that disruption of COVID coming, you spoke about you being a paper-based, that disruption comes, COVID comes. How is that going to, how have you managed that space in terms of ensuring you have the same quality, still you're able to administer exams and still go through those 6, you say, which were very rigorous, to give the market confidence, as it were?
Yes, thank you. What we have done, arising from the onset of COVID in March 2020, what we did was, first of all, ensure that there are proper policies in the organization that are, even if you are going to work from home, we should know how do we respond? How do you respond to the customer? How do we serve people who come to the office? So what we did was to develop a shift program. The first week, a certain number of people are coming to serve the customers from the front desk. Then thereafter, the other group will be coming. So we divided our staff members into 50%. We have about 100 staff members, say 50 of them will be in the office 1 week or 2 weeks, then they go away. The other team members, even though they are also working from home, they can also be serving customers virtually. They were not just staying at home because we had to pay their salary as well. So what we did was to reorganize our offices, talk to the customers. We made sure that the customers are well informed in terms of the changes that have happened. And of course, everybody knew And we ensured as much as possible that compliance with the government Ministry of Health protocols, because we didn't want to, and then of course we fumigate the offices on a weekly basis up to now, to ensure that no staff member is exposed to the COVID situation. So in terms of readiness, we have been preparing ourselves already. We have been receiving a lot of support from our board members and the government of Kenya. Even when we had to administer to reschedule examinations, we received a lot of support from the Minister of Health, the Minister of Interior and Government Coordination, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, because I said we have 40 foreign missions where we administer student examinations in. And then we have also a lot of support from our mother ministry, the National Treasury and Planning. So I can say that with that one, we were able to fix in very fast, turn around very fast. The government has been very, very supportive, and we really cannot take it for granted. So with that arrangement, we had to tell ourselves, what do we need to do? Of course, we improved our processes through feedback from customers. Social media is abuzz with information. So every time we make a mistake, we are slow in doing something, the social media is abuzz with information. So we respond very fast. Of course, that is reactive, but also we became proactive. Along the road, we have reduced the number of complaints from the students or our customers. Now we are moving ahead of them in terms of delivery of service.
All right.
Thank you.
Let me come to you as a person. I read a very heavy profile here, very many qualifications, and it's good to see. You spoke about being multi-skilled, but you seem to have extremely diverse in terms of your qualification. Maybe you could also try and help us understand how they seem to integrate each other and what that will do for those who aspire to maybe learn about the multi-skilling.
Yes, thank you so much. What happened is that I came from the village. So as a village boy, I completed high school and joined the University of Nairobi for a Bachelor's of Commerce degree program immediately after high school. So while there, I saw some young people disappearing around examination time for CASNEP. So I asked them, where are you going? They said, we are going to do a CASNEP examination, CPA. So I registered for CPA like anybody else. So after that, I completed university and got a job in a multinational corporation, BAT, and worked there for about 10 years. While I was there also, when I completed my CPA, I said, okay, I don't like to pursue a master's and CPS, Certified Secretary, at the time. So when I completed the two, it opened so many opportunities. I got offers for jobs. I would apply. I would joking, sometimes people apply for a job and then like a joke, and then you get so many offers. I got so many offers. As I said, I settled into a professional organization called Kenya Institute of Management as a deputy CEO in charge of the Company of the Year Awards. And therefore, I learned a lot through networking. Later on, the institution started a university called the Management University of Africa. And when I was there, okay, before I left KIM, I also got a scholarship to pursue my PhD in business administration and specializing in strategic management. And when I was just finishing it, I decided, I think I need to expand my knowledge base through doing a course in Certified Financial Analyst or Certified Investment and Financial Analyst, CFA, with CASNEP. So I have these 3 degrees and I have these 3 professional qualifications. And to anyone listening to me today, this morning, I would like to say that you can, if you have the ability to do, and it's possible to do it, you can expand your territory by expanding it. I remember when I applied for my position, my current job as a Chief Executive Officer of CASNEP, we were very many applicants, but I stood out above the rest in terms of my qualifications and my experience because of those qualifications, particularly coming from CASNEP, because CASNEP is a global brand, everybody knows it. And so I would encourage anyone listening to me this morning that they need to multi-skill. You need to add additional qualifications. In fact, let me share a joke that I recently had. I went for a dental attention, and I found this not very old dentist, maybe to be listening and following up this, and asked me, so what do you do? I told him, I work for CASNEP. He said, CASNEP that prepares people for business in life. Yes, I told him, yes. So he said, I really want to do a course in CASNEP. And of course, he's in his late 50s, early 60s. And he said he wanted to know how to keep the books of accounts and to know how much money can be in the account, how much can I invest extra. So I quickly linked him up with a training institution so that he can pursue, not necessarily for earning a qualification, but to increase their knowledge. So qualifications offered by CASNEP and are actually meant for, not necessarily only for people doing business courses, but it's also relevant to doctors. You know, if you're pursuing a medical degree at the university or you're already a doctor, you can come and do a course in KASNEB. If you are a lawyer, if you are an engineer, if you are an architect, if you are an ICT expert and you want to learn a bit about governance issues, how you run your business, it is a good thing for you to do it because it expands your horizon and opens your mind so that then you can become more useful to yourself, the society, and your family, and to our nation.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would be your future plans, Daktari, as we wind down the show?
Yeah, thank you. As a person, and I believing in one of my values in life is about lifelong learning. I believe that maybe very soon, as my family, my student, my children are pursuing their degree programs, I want to challenge one of them. We can even go for a law degree together and learn law, so that it becomes because I realize that law is about life. You know, in everything you do, like when you are driving, you have you ram into a vehicle or you have an issue and encounter another vehicle, law kicks in there because you have been told you'll be asked who is liable for this. And so as a lawyer, then I'll be able to know my rights and I can maybe assist more people. So I think law degree and other related areas like psychology, you know, counseling are now coming in as a way of the future. I've also seen cases where you have to up my game on data analytics. Of course, I am a financial analyst, but I also need to know how I can use simulation knowledge to be able to reach out to more people and analyze situations as they arise, both hypothetically and realistically, so that I can be able to reach out to many people like customers that I serve within KASNEB and outside of KASNEB. So my plans are to work out very well with other institutions at KASNEB to support young and upcoming professionals. And as we speak today, we have over 5,000 students pursuing their programs in KASNEB, registered at various stages. So I would like to see that number grow. I also want to see them succeed, complete the programs, because some of them start off and then they veer off to other things because of their commitments and engagements in life. So for me, that's some of the things I would like to do in the near future. So,
Daktari, I want you to maybe face that particular camera and talk to aspiring young people who are trying to make lifelong career decisions in terms of the future, and tell them, inspire them, share with them your words of wisdom.
Thank you. To the young person, or even the old person who wants to expand their territory in terms of knowledge, the competencies, the skills, the attitude, I encourage you to pursue courses or in business-related courses that are offered by KASNEB, for example, in partnership with other training institutions. And you can pursue a certified secretary course and focus being an expert in governance, because that's the way to go. And governance about people, about management of resources, and about control of resources for the success of the future generations of this country. So I encourage each one of them, whether in the university pursuing a legal degree or a business-related course or engineering or medicine, you can consider coming and pursuing a certified secretary qualifications from KASNEB immediately, so that under the new syllabus, because it's well benchmarked and it's good for you and me. Thank you so much.
Right. That was the Weekly Governance Voice. Our guest this morning was FCS Dr. Nicholas Leting, EBS, the current CEO at KASNEB, discussing a matter on developing professionals of the future. And we want to thank Daktari very, very much for coming to the show.
It's a great pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. The show is brought to you courtesy of the Institute of Certified Secretaries, powered by Bafunde. I am your host, Obare Nyaega. Until next time, see you.